What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you how to wax your snowboard. It's pretty easy to do and pretty simple. It's not too complicated, and this is for the people that do not know how to wax a snowboard. So just watch the video and I'll show you how to be done. These are the things we're going to be needing to wax the snowboard. The first thing you're going to need is a waxing iron, which is relatively basic waxing iron. It has no temperature control on it. It's pretty much the basic waxing iron. As you can see, it has no holes in it. Also, we're going to need some wax. This is all temperature wax. We're also going to be needing a wax scraper. It's pretty universal. A brush. As you can see, it has pretty stiff bristles on it. And a Scotch-Brite. First thing you want to do is find like a flat spot to wax your snowboard. Preferably not over carpet, because once the wax melts, it starts to drip, and you do not want to get that on carpet. If you do have carpet, you might want to lay down some newspaper or something to get the wax drip off because of it. But I'm doing it on the concrete floor, which is it's pretty easy to clean up off of that. You also want to find somewhere flat to put it in. I don't have any vices to clamp it down, but this is pretty stable. I just used two milk crates to set it on top of it. Works pretty well. Basically what I got here is this is a Burton 2001 custom. It's probably one of my favorite snowboards right there. As you can see, it's pretty beat up. Board mainly around the edges of the snowboard, as you can tell. Like right here. There's some streaks right here. I don't know if you can see that because of the light down here. The first thing you probably want to do is you probably want to heat up your iron first. So what you want to do is probably plug this guy in. So I'm just gonna plug it in here like this. Pretty simple. And find a spot to keep it away so you're not going to burn yourself while it heats up. You don't want to do that. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is clean the base of the snowboard. What I'm going to do is take my base cleaner, which is a citrus base. You can actually use a lemon to do this, or lemon juice. You know, it works the same way. But I just bought some base cleaner. What you do is you find a good old rag, unscrew this, and just get a little bit, get some base cleaner on there. And just clean the base. I'm not going to use too much. You really don't need a whole lot of it, just enough to get some of the old shitty wax off and some dirt and whatever you might pick up on the bottom of your snowboard. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to melt the wax on top of the snowboard. And what you do is you take your wax and you take your good old waxing iron, and what you want to do is kind of hold the wax up to the iron like this, and kind of hold it on like at an angle, and just let it drip like this. Just let it go on there. And if your iron's smoking, it means it's too hot. I mean, most irons have for temperature control, but this one doesn't, because it's an old model. So just go from tip to tail, all the way down the board, just dripping it, trying to cover as enough as you can. You don't want to put too much on, but you don't want to put too little. But if you put too little, you can always go back and put more of it on. So I basically got the whole entire length of the board covered. You really want to get towards like your edges. That's where you use most of it, because you're always on your edge on your snowboard. So you kind of want to get out towards the edges, like your heel and your toe edge. So you kind of want to wax out there. So I'm going to look over it and make sure I got the board pretty much covered in wax. There's a couple spots where I missed, like right there. You just want to dribble it down like that. Alright. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just iron it on here. What you're going to do is just basically set the iron on and basically let it melt. Go up and down. Most people say you mainly want to go from like from your nose to your tail, like so. But it really doesn't matter. I guess if you're more of a directional rider, if you ride mainly, if you don't ride a lot of switch. But see, the thing of it is, I ride a lot of switch, so I mean, it really doesn't matter. But whatever. So just iron it on like so. Like this. You can see where the wax is starting to soak into the board. Like so. Now, if you think you're a little bit too thin on your wax and you really don't think you got enough on there, you can always go over it again and put more on there. Which I sometimes do if I miss a spot, and you can usually tell because it looks kind of dry. You can always like just dibble a little bit on there and just wax it back on there. So it's really not too complicated. Alright, looks good. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug the iron and I'm going to let the wax cool on board. Okay, after you let the wax cool on your snowboard, the next step you're going to do is we're going to scrape the wax off, the extra wax off of the snowboard. What you do is get Mr. Wax Scraper here. What you're going to do is hold it up to the base of the snowboard like this and just scrape it like so. Like that. Alright, after we do that, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our brush, this guy here, start at the nose, and go from the tail, just press pretty firmly. Go the whole length of the snowboard, like so. Alright, after we do that, we're going to get Mr. There it is, the Scotch Brite pad. These green guys here. Just give it a final kind of rub down, like so. Like that. And that's it. You should be all good to go to rock out on the slopes. So have fun.